Hello, and welcome to the Victoria English Podcast. This is your host, Victoria, and I am so happy you are here with me today. If you are new to my channel, please take a moment to subscribe so you never miss an episode. I create these podcasts especially for English learners like you, and your subscription really helps me reach more people who want to learn English in a simple and fun way. So please, hit that subscribe button right now, and let's begin our journey together. Today we are going to talk about something that many people find stressful. We are going to talk about airports. Yes, airports. Traveling by airplane can be exciting, but it can also be a little scary, especially when you have to speak English. Maybe you are going on vacation. Maybe you are visiting family. Maybe you are moving to a new country. Whatever your reason, you will probably need to use English at the airport. And I want you to feel confident and calm when you do. So let's learn together. First, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt nervous at the airport? Maybe you could not understand the announcements. Maybe you did not know what to say to the person at the check-in counter. Maybe you were worried about missing your flight. These are all normal feelings. Every traveler feels this way sometimes. But today, we are going to change that. We are going to practice the most common airport conversations. We are going to learn the important words and phrases. And by the end of this episode, you will feel much more prepared. Let us start with the first step of any airport journey. You arrive at the airport. You have your luggage and you need to find your airline. Airlines are the companies that fly planes, like American Airlines, Delta, United, or British Airways. You need to know which airline you are flying with. Your ticket will tell you this. Look at your ticket. The airline name is usually at the top. If you are not sure, you can ask someone. You can say, "Excuse me, where is the check-in for American Airlines?" This is a simple and polite question. The person will point you in the right direction. Or they will say, "Go to Terminal 2 or go to Gate 5. We will talk about terminals and gates later. Now you are at the correct airline counter. This is where you check in. Checking in means you tell the airline you are here, you give them your luggage, and you get your boarding pass. Your boarding pass is the piece of paper or the digital ticket on your phone that lets you get on the plane. It is very important. So what do you say at the check-in counter? The person working there will probably say hello first. They might say, "Good morning, may I see your passport?" You can simply say, "Yes, here you go," and hand them your passport. Then they will ask, "Are you checking any bags?" This means, are you giving them any luggage to put on the plane? If you have a big suitcase, you will say, "Yes, I have one bag," or "Yes, I have two bags." If you only have a small bag that can fit under your seat, you can say, "No, I only have carry-on." Carry-on is the small bag you take with you onto the plane. This is a good word to remember. Carry-on. It is your small bag. The big bag you give to the airline is called checked luggage. Checked luggage. So if they ask, "Are you checking any bags?" you can answer, "Yes, I am checking one bag," or "No, I only have carry-on." Simple, right? Now let us talk about the boarding pass. After you check in, the person will give you your boarding pass. They will probably tell you your gate number and your boarding time. The gate is the door where you enter the plane. The boarding time is when you can start getting on the plane. They might say, "Your gate is 12 and boarding begins at 2 p.m. So you need to listen carefully. If you do not understand, you can ask, "Can you say that again, please?" This is a very useful question. People will not mind if you ask them to repeat something. It is better to ask than to be confused. So practice saying, "Can you say that again, please?" And also, "Can you speak more slowly, please?" These are your friends. Use them whenever you need to. Now you have your boarding pass and your checked luggage is gone. You are ready to go through security. Security is where they check your bags and your body to make sure nothing dangerous is on the plane. It is a very important step. At security, you will see some rules. There are signs everywhere. You might see signs that say remove your shoes, remove your belt, remove your laptop from your bag, or liquids must be in a clear bag. Liquids are things like water, shampoo, and lotion. They have rules about liquids. Usually you cannot bring a lot of liquid. You must put it in a small bottle and in a clear plastic bag. This can be confusing, but just look at what other people are doing. Most people are doing the same things. You can also ask the security officer, "Do I need to remove my laptop?" This is a good question to ask. The officer will say yes or no. And remember, always be polite. Say please and thank you. It makes everything smoother. After security, you're in the waiting area. This is where all the shops and restaurants are. This is also where your gate is. You need to find your gate. Look at your boarding pass. It has your gate number. Then look at the big screens around the airport. These screens show the flight information. They show the flight number, the destination, the gate, and the departure time. The departure time is when the plane leaves. So you can look at the screen and find your flight. Maybe we'll see something like Flight 123, New York, Gate 12, departure 2 p.m. So you know exactly where to go. If you are confused, you can ask someone, "Excuse me, where is Gate 12?" They will point you in the right direction. Now you are at your gate. There are chairs for you to sit and wait. You have some time, so you can relax. But you must listen for announcements. The airport workers will make announcements over the loudspeaker. They might say, "Flight 123 to New York is now boarding." This means it is time to get on the plane. They might also say, "This is the final call for Flight 123. This means the plane is about to leave, and you must hurry." So always listen carefully. If you do not understand the announcement, you can look at the screen at the gate. It will also show the same information. Usually it will say boarding or now boarding. If you see these words, go to the line and get ready to board. Boarding means getting on the plane. When you board the plane, you will need your boarding pass. The person at the gate will scan it. They might say, "Good afternoon," and you can say, "Hello." Then you walk down the little tunnel that connects the gate to the plane. Once you're on the plane, you find your seat. Your boarding pass has a seat number, like 22A or 15C. You look at the numbers above the seats. When you find your row, you find your letter. If you are not sure, you can ask the flight attendant. A flight attendant is the person who works on the plane. They help you during the flight. You can say, "Excuse me, where is seat 22A?" They will point to it or even take you there. Flight attendants are very helpful, so do not hesitate to ask. Now let us practice some conversations. I will say a sentence, and then I want you to repeat it after me. This is your time to practice. You can say the words out loud or in your head. Either way, it helps. Are you ready? Here we go. First, at the check-in counter. The worker says, "Good morning, may I see your passport?" You say, "Yes, here you go." Repeat after me. "Yes, here you go." Good. Now the worker says, "Are you checking any bags?" You say, "Yes, I have one bag." Repeat. "Yes, I have one bag." Or you can say, "No, I only have carry-on." Repeat. "No, I only have carry-on." Excellent. Now the worker gives you your boarding pass and says, "Your gate is 12. Boarding begins at 2 p.m. You want to ask them to repeat. You say, "Can you say that again, please?" Repeat. "Can you say that again, please?" And they repeat it for you. You say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." Perfect. Now you are going through security. The officer says, "Please put your bag on the conveyor belt." The conveyor belt is the moving belt that takes your bag into the machine. You put your bag on it and you say, "Okay." Repeat. "Okay." The officer says, "Do you have any liquids?" You say, "No," or "Yes, here is my clear bag." Repeat. "Yes, here is my clear bag." Good. You go through the metal detector. It might beep. That is normal. Do not worry. You follow the officer's instructions. They might say, "Please step over here," and you do. You stay calm. Everything is fine. Now you are waiting at the gate. You hear an announcement. It says, "Flight 123 to New York is now boarding." You go to the line. The gate agent scans your boarding pass. They say, "Have a nice flight," and you say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." Then you walk to the plane. You find your seat. You might see another passenger sitting in your seat. This happens sometimes. You can say, "Excuse me, I think this is my seat." Repeat. "Excuse me, I think this is my seat." They will check their boarding pass and move. You say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." Now you are in your seat. You put your carry-on bag in the overhead compartment. The overhead compartment is the storage area above the seats. You sit down and you feel happy. You did it. You spoke English at the airport. I am so proud of you. Now let us learn some new vocabulary words. Vocabulary is very important. It helps you understand and speak better. Let me teach you some words from today's lesson. The first word is airport. Airport is the place where planes take off and land. It is where you go to travel by plane. Repeat after me. Airport. Good. The next word is airline. Airline is the company that flies the plane. Examples are American Airlines, Delta, and United. Repeat after me. Airline. Excellent. The next word is check-in. Check-in is the process of telling the airline you are there. You give them your luggage and get your boarding pass. Repeat after me. Check-in. Good. The next word is boarding pass. Boarding pass is the ticket that lets you get on the plane. You show it at the gate. Repeat after me. Boarding pass. Excellent. The next word is gate. Gate is the door where you get on the plane. Repeat after me. Gate. Good. The next word is luggage. Luggage is the bags you bring with you when you travel. Repeat after me. Luggage. Excellent. The next word is carry-on. Carry-on is the small bag you take with you on the plane. Repeat after me. Carry-on. Good. The next word is checked luggage. Checked luggage is the big bag you give to the airline. It goes under the plane. Repeat after me. Checked luggage. Excellent. The next word is security. Security is the area where they check your bags and your body. Repeat after me. Security. Good. The next word is boarding. Boarding is the time when you get on the plane. Repeat after me. Boarding. Excellent. The next word is flight attendant. Flight attendant is the person who works on the plane and helps passengers. Repeat after me. Flight attendant. Good. The last word is overhead compartment. Overhead compartment is the storage area above the seats on the plane. Repeat after me. Overhead compartment. Excellent. You are doing so well. Now let us practice using these words in sentences. I will say a sentence and you repeat it. This will help you remember. Let us begin. I am at the airport. Repeat. I am at the airport. My airline is Delta. Repeat. My airline is Delta. I need to check in. Repeat. I need to check in. Here is my boarding pass. Repeat. Here is my boarding pass. My gate is number 12. Repeat. My gate is number 12. I have a carry-on bag. Repeat. I have a carry-on bag. My checked luggage is heavy. Repeat. My checked luggage is heavy. I am going through security. Repeat. I am going through security. The flight is boarding now. Repeat. The flight is boarding now. The flight attendant is very nice. Repeat. The flight attendant is very nice. My bag is in the overhead compartment. Repeat. My bag is in the overhead compartment. Wonderful. These sentences are simple, but they are powerful. They will help you speak confidently. Now let us talk about common questions you might hear at the airport and how to answer them. The first question is, can I see your passport, please? You can answer, yes, here it is, and you show your passport. Or you can say, sure, here you go. This is very polite and easy. The next question is, are you checking any bags? You can answer, yes, I have 2 bags to check, or no, just carry on. The next question is, did you pack your bags yourself? This is a security question. They ask this to make sure no one put anything in your bag without your knowledge. You can answer, yes, I packed them myself. The next question is, have you left your luggage unattended? Unattended means alone. If you leave your bag alone, someone could put something inside. So you answer, no, I have not. The next question is, do you have any liquids in your bag? You can answer, yes, I have a small bottle of water, or no, I do not. The next question is, where are you traveling to? You can answer, I am going to New York, or I am flying to Los Angeles. The next question is, are you traveling for business or pleasure? You can answer, for pleasure or for business. These are common questions. Practice them at home. Say them out loud. This will make you feel ready. Now let me tell you about some important signs you might see at the airport. Signs are very helpful. They give you information. The first sign is departures. Departures is the area for leaving flights. If you are leaving, you go to departures. The next sign is arrivals. Arrivals is the area for incoming flights. If you are picking someone up, you go to arrivals. The next sign is check-in. This tells you where to check in for your flight. The next sign is security. This tells you where to go to get your bags and body checked. The next sign is gates. This shows you the direction to the gates. The next sign is restrooms. This is the bathroom. The next sign is baggage claim. Baggage claim is where you get your checked luggage after your flight lands. The next sign is information. This is where you can ask questions. If you are lost, go to information. They can help you. The next sign is shuttle. A shuttle is a small bus that takes you to a different part of the airport. The next sign is taxi. This tells you where to find a taxi to leave the airport. These signs are all around the airport. If you remember them, you will not get lost. Now let us think about some phrases you can use when you are at the airport. These are phrases that will help you in many situations. The first phrase is, "Excuse me, can you help me?" This is a polite way to get someone's attention. You can use it with airport workers or even other passengers. The next phrase is, "I am looking for gate number 12. This tells people where you need to go. The next phrase is this the right line for security? This is useful if you are not sure where to stand. The next phrase is, "How long is the flight to New York?" This is a good conversation starter. You can ask the flight attendant or a fellow passenger. The next phrase is, "What time do we arrive?" This is important to know. You want to know when you get to your destination. The next phrase is, "Where is the restroom?" This is a question you will probably need to ask. Everyone needs the restroom. The next phrase is, "Can I have a glass of water, please?" You can ask the flight attendant for water or other drinks. The next phrase is, "I am feeling a little nervous." This is honest. Sometimes you feel scared on a plane. It is okay to say this. The flight attendant will help you feel better. The next phrase is, "Thank you for your help." Always say thank you. It is kind and polite. People appreciate it. The next phrase is, "Have a nice day." This is a nice way to say goodbye. You can say it to anyone. These phrases will be very useful. Practice them every day. Now let us do a practice conversation. I will be the airport worker and you will be the traveler. I will ask you questions and you will answer. I will pause so you can speak. Let us try. "Hello, good morning. May I see your passport, please?" You say, "Yes, here you go." Good. "Are you checking any bags today?" You say, "Yes, I have one bag to check." Great. "Here is your boarding pass. Your gate is 8. Boarding begins at 3 p.m. You say, "Can you say that again, please?" Good. The worker says, "Your gate is 8. Boarding begins at 3 p.m. You say, "Thank you." Perfect. Now you go to security. The officer says, "Put your bag on the conveyor belt." You say, "Okay." The officer says, "Remove your shoes." You say, "Okay." The officer says, "Step through the metal detector." You say, "All right." You go through. The officer says, "You are all set." You say, "Thank you." Excellent. Now you are at the gate. The gate agent says, "Flight 345 to Los Angeles is now boarding." You go to the line. The gate agent scans your pass and says, "Have a good flight." You say, "Thank you." You walk to the plane. You find your seat. There is a person in your seat. You say, "Excuse me, I think this is my seat." The person checks and moves. You say, "Thank you." You sit down. You made it. You spoke English the whole time. I am so proud of you. Now let us talk about some special situations. Sometimes things do not go as planned. Maybe your flight is delayed. Delayed means the flight is late. You hear an announcement saying, "Flight 456 to New York is delayed." This means the plane will leave later than expected. What can you do? First, you should listen to the announcement for the new time. They will say, "The new departure time is 5 p.m. Then you can go to the gate and wait. You can also ask the gate agent, "How long is the delay?" Delay is the amount of time the flight is late. They might say, "The delay is 2 hours." So you have 2 hours to wait. What can you do during the delay? You can go to a shop. You can eat at a restaurant. You can read a book. You can call your family. You can also just relax. Delays are annoying, but they happen. It is part of traveling. Stay calm and be patient. Another situation is a canceled flight. Canceled means the flight is not happening. If your flight is canceled, you need to talk to the airline. You go to the airline counter and say, "My flight was canceled. What should I do?" The worker will help you. They might put you on a different flight. They might give you a hotel room. They might give you a meal voucher. A voucher is a free ticket for food. You can ask, "Do you have a hotel for tonight?" Or, "Can you put me on the next flight?" These are important questions. Speak clearly and politely. The worker is there to help you. Another situation is a missed connection. A connection is when you take a second plane to reach your final destination. Sometimes your first flight is late and you miss the second flight. You arrive at the airport and your second plane already left. What do? You go to the airline counter and say, "I missed my connection. Can you help me?" They will find a new flight for you. You can ask, "When is the next flight to London?" Or, "Can you book me on a different airline?" These are helpful questions. Stay calm. The airline will help you. Another situation is lost luggage. Lost luggage means your bags did not arrive with you. This can be stressful, but there is a solution. You go to the baggage claim office. This is the place where they handle lost bags. You say, "I cannot find my bag." They will ask you for your baggage claim ticket. This is the little sticker you got at check-in. Give it to them. They will look for your bag. They might ask, "Can you describe your bag?" You can say, "It is a large black suitcase," or "It is a red backpack." They will try to find it. They might also give you a small amount of money for things you need, like toothpaste or a t-shirt. You can ask, "Do you provide any compensation?" Compensation is money or help for your trouble. They will explain what they can do. Stay calm and be polite. The airline wants to help you. Now let us practice some of these special situation conversations. I will say something and you repeat. Here we go. The announcement says, "Flight 456 is delayed." You say, "Oh no, the flight is delayed." Repeat. "Oh no, the flight is delayed." The gate agent says, "The new departure time is 5 p.m. You say, "Okay, thank you." Repeat. "Okay, thank you." Your flight is canceled. You go to the counter and say, "My flight was canceled. What should I do?" Repeat. "My flight was canceled. What should I do?" The worker says, "We can put you on the next flight tomorrow." You say, "Do you have a hotel for tonight?" Repeat. "Do you have a hotel for tonight?" The worker says, "Yes, we have a hotel." You say, "Thank you very much." Repeat. "Thank you very much." You missed your connection. You go to the counter and say, "I missed my connection. Can you help me?" Repeat. "I missed my connection. Can you help me?" The worker says, "There is a flight in 3 hours." You say, "Can you book me on that flight?" Repeat. "Can you book me on that flight?" The worker says, "Yes, I can." You say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." Your bag is lost. You go to the baggage claim office and say, "I cannot find my bag." Repeat. "I cannot find my bag." The worker asks, "Can you describe your bag?" You say, "It is a large black suitcase." Repeat. "It is a large black suitcase." The worker says, "We will find it for you." You say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." You are doing so well. These phrases will help you in difficult situations. Now let us talk about something fun. Let us talk about the in-flight experience. In-flight means during the flight. Once you are on the plane and seated, there are some things you can do. The flight attendants will come around and offer you drinks and snacks. They might say, "Would you like something to drink?" You can say, "Yes, I would like water, please," or "Coffee, please," or "Orange juice, please." They might also ask, "Would you like a snack?" You can say, "Yes, please," or "No, thank you." Sometimes they give you a meal, especially on long flights. They might say, "We have chicken or pasta. Which would you like?" You can say, "I would like the chicken, please," or "the pasta, please." It is simple. You just choose. If you are not sure, you can ask, "What is the pasta?" They will explain. Then you choose. Easy. You might also need to get up during the flight. Maybe you need to use the restroom. The restroom is at the front or the back of the plane. You can say to the flight attendant, "Excuse me, where is the restroom?" They will point to it. You can also say, "Excuse me, can I get by?" This is useful if the person next to you is asleep and you need to go to the restroom. They will move their legs and let you pass. You can also say, "Can you please move your seat back?" Some seats recline, which means they go back a little bit. You might need the person in front of you to put their seat back up. You can say, "Excuse me, can you please put your seat up?" This is a polite request. Always be kind to other passengers. Everyone is traveling together. Now let us think about when the flight lands. The pilot will say, "We are beginning our descent." Descent is the part of the flight when the plane goes down to the airport. You will feel your ears pop. That is normal. Then the plane lands. You will hear the wheels hit the ground. The plane slows down. The pilot will say, "Welcome to your destination." Everyone claps sometimes. It is a happy moment. The plane taxis to the gate. Taxiing means moving slowly on the ground. Then the pilot says, "You may now use your electronic devices." This means you can turn on your phone. You can call your family and say, "I arrived safely." The flight attendant will say, "Please wait until the seatbelt sign is turned off before you stand up." So you stay seated until the sign goes off. Then you stand up, get your bag from the overhead compartment, and you walk off the plane. You are now in a new city or a new country. You did it. Now you need to get your checked luggage. You go to the baggage claim area. This is a big room with a moving belt. This belt is called a carousel. The carousel moves around, and your bags come out on it. You look for your bag. You find it and you pick it up. Then you leave the airport. You might need to go through customs. Customs is where they check your passport and ask you questions about what you are bringing into the country. They might ask, "What is the purpose of your visit?" You can say, "For vacation," or "For business," or "I am visiting family." They might ask, "Do you have anything to declare?" Declare means to tell them about things you are bringing. If you have nothing special, you say, "No, nothing to declare." Then you are free to go. You walk out of the airport. You are at your final destination. Now let us practice some post-flight conversations. After the flight, you go to baggage claim. You look for your bag. You see it. You pick it up. A person asks you, "Is this your bag?" You say, "Yes, it is." Repeat, "Yes, it is." You go through customs. The officer says, "Passport, please." You say, "Yes, here it is." Repeat, "Yes, here it is." The officer asks, "What is the purpose of your visit?" You say, "I am here for vacation." Repeat, "I am here for vacation." The officer asks, "Do you have anything to declare?" You say, "No, nothing to declare." Repeat, "No, nothing to declare." The officer says, "Enjoy your stay." You say, "Thank you." Repeat, "Thank you." You leave the airport. You feel happy. You used English the whole time. I am so proud of you. Now let me give you some final tips for speaking English at the airport. Number 1, be confident. Even if you make mistakes, it is okay. People will still understand you. The most important thing is to try. Number 2, listen carefully. Pay attention to announcements and what people are saying. If you do not understand, ask them to repeat. Number 3, practice at home. Say the phrases out loud. Pretend you are at the airport. Role play with a friend. The more you practice, the easier it will be. Number 4, learn the vocabulary. Memorize the key words. They are like tools. You need them to communicate. Number 5, be polite. Say please and thank you. People will be nicer to you when you are kind. Number 6, stay calm. Airports can be busy and loud. But if you stay calm, you will think clearly. You will speak clearly. Number 7, use your hands. You can point. You can gesture. This helps people understand you. Number 8, smile. A smile is universal. It makes you feel good, and it makes others feel good too. Number 9, help others. If you see someone who looks lost, maybe you can help them. This is a great way to practice English. Number 10, enjoy your trip. Traveling is wonderful. You get to see new places, meet new people, and try new things. Speaking English at the airport is just one small part of your adventure. Do not let it stress you out. Now let us review everything we learned today. We learned about the airport. We learned about checking in, getting your boarding pass, and giving your luggage to the airline. We learned about security and how to go through it. We learned about finding your gate and listening for announcements. We learned about boarding the plane and finding your seat. We learned about the flight attendant and how to ask for things. We learned about delays, cancellations, missed connections, and lost luggage. We learned about landing, getting your bags, and going through customs. We learned important vocabulary words and common phrases. We practiced conversations. We learned about signs and special situations. We learned about confidence and kindness. We covered so much today. I am proud of you for staying with me through this whole episode. Let me remind you of some key phrases one more time. Say them with me. Excuse me. Repeat. Excuse me. Can you help me? Repeat. Can you help me? Here is my passport. Repeat. Here is my passport. I have one bag to check. Repeat. I have one bag to check. Where is gate number 12? Repeat. Where is gate number 12? What time is boarding? Repeat. What time is boarding? Can you say that again? Repeat. Can you say that again? Please speak more slowly. Repeat. Please speak more slowly. Thank you very much. Repeat. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Repeat. Have a nice day. You are amazing. These phrases are your friends. Use them without fear. Now I want to remind you of something important. Learning English is a journey. It takes time. Do not expect to be perfect right away. It is okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. So be kind to yourself. Celebrate your progress. Every word you learn, every sentence you say, every conversation you have, it all adds up. You are getting better every day. I believe in you. I also want to thank you for listening to the Victoria English podcast. I love making these episodes for you. It brings me so much joy to help you learn English. Remember, this podcast is for you. If there are topics you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments. I read every comment. I love hearing from you. Your feedback helps me create better content. So please write a comment. Tell me what you learned today. Tell me what you want to learn next. And please, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so yet. Subscribing is free, and it really supports my work. When you subscribe, you get notified about new episodes. You do not want to miss any. So please, hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. Now let us do one final practice. I want you to imagine you are at the airport. You are about to check in. The worker says, "Hello, good morning. Where are you traveling to today?" You answer, "I am going to New York." Repeat. "I am going to New York." The worker says, "May I see your passport?" You say, "Yes, here you go." Repeat. "Yes, here you go." The worker says, "Do you have any checked baggage?" You say, "Yes, I have 2 bags." Repeat. "Yes, I have 2 bags." The worker says, "Here is your boarding pass. Your gate is 5 and boarding begins at 4 p.m. You say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." You go to security. The officer says, "Please take off your shoes." You say, "Okay." Repeat. "Okay." The officer says, "You are all done." You say, "Thank you." Repeat. "Thank you." You go to your gate. The announcement says, "Flight 789 is now boarding." You get in line. The gate agent scans your boarding pass and says, "Have a nice flight." You say, "Thank you." You too. Repeat. "Thank you." You too. You walk to the plane. You find your seat. You sit down. You made it. You spoke English at the airport. I am so proud of you. This is what confidence feels like. You can do this. You really can. As we end today's episode, I want to leave you with some positive thoughts. Traveling is an adventure. It is a chance to see the world and experience new things. The airport is just the first step. Do not let fear stop you. Embrace the journey. Speak English with confidence. You have the skills. You have the vocabulary. You have the practice. Now you just need to believe in yourself. And I believe in you. So go out there and explore the world. Your English is good enough. It is better than you think. Every conversation you have will make you stronger. Every flight you take will make you more confident. You are a traveler. You are a learner. You are amazing. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Victoria English Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you feel more confident about speaking English at the airport. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Share this podcast with your friends. Leave a comment below. I love reading your comments. They make me happy. And remember, practice every day. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. You are on a journey. I am here to help you every step of the way. Until next time, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep speaking English. You are doing great. This is Victoria, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now. Take care.